Hello, students. Good afternoon. This is Professor Rosemary Obasi taking you ACC 307 Lesson 2 Legal and Regulatory Framework for Auditing and Assurance. The course outline are what is regulatory and legal framework? Next, we are going to be looking at national legislations as they relate to auditing and assurance. And then we will specifically look at the relevant sections of CAMA, that's Companies and Allied Matters Act of the year 2020 as amended. And then finally, we'll be looking at the international regulations on auditing and assurance. To start with, we need to understand what regulatory frameworks are. Regulatory frameworks are legal mechanisms such as sets of rules, policies, ideas, or even beliefs, etc., that exist on national and international level that serve as implementation benchmarks. They can be mandatory or voluntary. Then regulation of audit in Nigeria is conducted through national laws and professional bodies regulations or standards. While on the international scene, at the international scene, we have regulations issued by recognized professional bodies that usually belong to the global body of accountancy, known as International Federation of Accountants, IFAC. We must note also that laws and acts concentrate on auditors' rights, duties, appointments, remunerations, resignation, and even removal, while professional bodies regulations focus more on eligibility, registration, training, development, and even discipline of auditors. This is a pictorial description of what regulatory framework is made up of. We have three basic elements of regulatory framework. They are the laws, they are regulations, and guidelines. For the laws, they define the mandates of regulatory authorities. They state what behaviors are authorized or prohibited, and they are enacted by legislative arm of government. While the regulations they state at a high level conditions to be met, enacted by executive arm of government. Then the guidelines are most detailed, flexible, least prescriptive, easiest to change, issued by regulatory authorities. Now let's look at the national legislations related to auditing and assurance. You would recall that we said at the Nigerian level, we operate at both national laws and professional bodies regulations. So the key national law that regulates the auditing and assurance is the Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2020 as amended. It specifies the sections for auditors, appointment through to retirement. While Financial Reporting Council Act is also a national law that affects the auditing and assurance profession. Specific laws and regulations setting up professional accountancy bodies like ICAN, Establishment Act of Parliament 1968 and Annan Decree of 1993 are all laws that bind the auditing and assurance profession. Other national laws that affect the work of auditors are Money Laundering Prohibition Act of 2011, Security and Exchange Act, BOFI, that's Bank and Other Financial Institutions Act, the Economic Financial Crime Commissions Act, and the ICPC Act, etc. At this point, we have to understand the relevant sections of CAMA that affect the auditor's job. So, auditors in Nigeria are required by CAMA, that's Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, to be members of registered professional bodies such as ICAN and ANAN. We have to also note here that ICAN and ANAN are members of the international global body known as IFAC, that's International Federation of Accountants. Then the relevant sections in CAMA that affects the auditors are Section 360, which stipulates the duties and powers of the auditor. In section 363, the rights are stipulated. Then in section 357, you have the appointment and registration of the auditing firm or the auditor. Then in section 361, you have remuneration of the auditor. In sections 362 and 365, you have removal and resignation of the auditor. The qualification of auditors are specified in section 358, while reports of auditors you find in section 359. In section 368, you have liabilities of auditors for negligence. For example, in section 363, the rights and even 360, the power to access all relevant accounting documents of a company is specified there. So other sections, subsections also specifies the requirement of the auditor. Finally, for this lesson, let's look at the international regulation on auditing and assurance. The international regulation of auditing and assurance is governed by the International Federation of Accountants, IFAC. This body has other sub-professional bodies registered under it, such as the International Accounting Standard Board, IASB, the International Public Sector Accounting Standard Board, IPSAS, the International Ethics Standard Board for Accountants, IASBA, and others like the International Auditing and Assurance Standard Board, amongst others. These bodies are registered under IFAC to ensure that uniform standards are set, consistent code of ethics are instituted in the profession, reduce disagreement amongst users, ensure that standards act as guide for preparers as well as auditors. So we hope to have another class to continue from here. Bye.